Valerie, thank you for being out here with us again.
I love it.
Now, how has the year been for you so far?
It's been better than last year.
But are you working?
Yes.
You mean you're out here with us, but you have a job?
Yes.
But you're looking for better?
Yes, I am.
How do you look towards the future? What do you feel is in store for all of us?
I think the future, I think we're going through a really bad period, and I think it's necessary, but I also think that the future, I'm very optimistic about it because of our young people.
Do you feel better about the future because of what we are going to do to make the future?
Yes. Yeah, we can't depend on Washington to make our futures better. We've got to do it ourselves.
Well, it seemed to me like you're doing a good job of making sure that that future is better for us all.
Well, thank you, Carto.
Thank you very much, Valerie. Dr. Thijs, message of the week.
My message this week, I'd like to encourage the Tea Party members to come out and join us. I think the Tea Partiers would agree with us that government is broken, government doesn't represent our interests. The only way we're going to fix that is if people, both from the left and right, ordinary citizens like you and me, come together, talk about the issues. We may find there's a lot more agreement than there is disagreement. If we quit listening to these demagogic political leaders that are seeking only their own personal power and their own election, we might be able to solve some of the problems facing this country. I don't want to see lazy people get handouts any more than you all do. I don't want to see corporations get tax breaks any more than you all do. I want to see us pay as little taxes as we need to for the services that government can provide better than the market can. We'll talk about that, see what it is, and we'll reach some agreements and hopefully come up with some compromises and some ways to deal with the problems that are really seriously afflicting this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Thijs. Professor Davis, what's the word of the week?
Well, you know, the usual, we visited this before, but once again, there was a dust-up this week about Romney's taxes. And he said that he has paid at least 13.6% in the last several years. And even if that is literally true, that's still way too low. His level of income, something like $22 million, and it is not from actually going to a job. It's what should be called unearned income. It is money generated by money, and the fact that the federal tax code enables that is a crime, and that needs to be changed. And it says something about how the one percenters really game the system to the disadvantage of everybody else. And so he's a case study of what needs to be changed. The last thing we need to do is make someone like that who has that kind of privilege president of this country.
Thank you, Professor Davis. I think you have something to weigh in on.
Mitt Romney paid a lower tax rate than I did.
And he paid a lower tax rate than you did, Professor.
He certainly did, and he paid half the tax rate that President Obama did, and on a much smaller. And by the way, about half and less than Paul Ryan paid for the fact of the matter too, and that needs to be changed.
Thank you, Professor. Kevin, what's the word of the week, my brother?
Some people are saying that Paul Ryan is worse than Sarah Palin. I'm here to back Paul Ryan and his belief in self-reliance. I believe he should be self-reliant. He should refund the federal government the SSI benefits that his family received when he was a teenager after his father died. He should refund the federal government all of the tax loopholes that he benefited from over the last 20 to 30 years that his family benefited from. Mitt Romney, if he believes in the self-reliance philosophy, starters of corporations and people who believe in this philosophy of self-reliance, please, I want to back you, and many others would like to back you in your philosophy. Refund the federal government all of the benefits, tax loophole benefits, and all of the federal benefits that you've received. Because the rest of us that rely on each other, we could use that money to pay for Social Security, Medicare for all, and improving education.
Future State Representative of District 127, Cody Pope.
Hi, as many of you know, I'm a teacher, and we're going back about this time of the year. I started back with orientation this past week. And you know, with school starting back, it's about time that we think about how important education is to our society. I mean, what do we have without education? If we don't have an educated society, first of all, we're not going to know how to get civically engaged, but beyond the voting and all that sort of thing, I mean, how are we going to advance our technology? How are we going to advance our science? How are we going to solve future diseases and future crises? How are we going to make our economy excel and have the best economy in the world if we don't educate our kids today? We should make that a priority. And the teachers are doing a good job. They're working hard, but we got to make sure that we're adequately funding our classrooms. Research has shown that the smaller the class size, the better education every student is going to get. But having small classes costs money, and we have people in the Texas legislature who would rather cut education than save education. I think we need to fund education. We need to stop teaching to the test. We need to give our kids the education they deserve, and we need to push our state into the 21st century and beyond.
Thank you very much, Cody.